Ennui, the popping of fire, the warmth of a blanket over you. You feel incredibly comfortable, but your body is stiff, still cold from collapsing in the snow. But you're not in the snow. You are in the room of an inn that you vaguely recognize, but you're unsure where you are.
Well, I think Ennui, he would kind of coming to and realizing this in, but also the last things he was thinking as he was passing in the snow. I think he's a little mixed up still, so he's gonna be like, no. This is the nightmare, and he's just gonna like sleep for maybe a couple more hours.
Sure, yeah, it's easy to fall back asleep.
Yeah. Until I'm like full body warm, I think I would just like, because at that point I'd be like, yeah, that's right, that's normal.
Yeah, okay.
You'll never be full body warm again.
Rough. Why would you say that to me? How dare you?
You'll
That's
never
like
feel
telling
your hand
someone who's
again.
high, you're gonna be like, all the other times it ended, but this time, like, it's permanent. You're gonna feel like this forever.
Uh-oh.
6 hours later, you wake up.
Yes. And that's...
You're feeling good. You are not in the blizzard, and this also doesn't feel like a dream. This feels real. Your body is still stiff, but it's a bit better. You're still a little cold, but not as cold. And mostly also the tactile sensation of the bed around you. You know, like when you wake up from a good sleep and you just like really feel your bed? That's what you're feeling right now, Ennui.
Yeah, good. That feeling that's like, no, don't leave for work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ennui will shakily get up. Like, I assume they just dumped me there in, like, my clothes, or...
No, do you pull the blanket off?
Yeah.
You were naked.
Oh, excellent.
But you realize immediately as you go to grab with your right hand,
Yeah.
your hand is bandaged up, and you feel yourself grabbing, but there's no actual grabbing being done. I'm going to assume that the party at this point is actually sleeping, and this is the middle of the night, so you guys can be taking your rests or meditations or staring out the windows here.
I'm probably still in the same room. If everyone else went to bed, I'm probably still in the same room as wherever Ennui was doing my thing.
Sure.
Your vigil?
Yeah.
So, Lumimac, you're watching Ennui realize that his hand is missing.
You lost it.
I'm not even gonna just... No. I'll, like, look at Lumimac and kind of have the realization of who he is, furthering, solidifying.
His glowing purple eye with the glowing going through this is staring back at you.
Oh,
Oh.
that's cool.
I'm gonna, like, shakily clamber out of bed. You know the like every medical scene ever where a guy's like, no, and gets out of bed, falls down, clambers up,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna like try and find a mirror.
There's no mirror in here.
No mirror?
No,
No
it's the
mirror in
year
here,
2.
really? There's a fireplace and there's no mirror in this A-class, like, 5-star room?
How
This S-rank room?
how
No.
often do you think
I don't
people
think
look at themselves in this time?
I have
Yeah,
no
no.
idea.
Not very many.
He is a duke. He thinks all they do is look at themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Rude. Um,
Is Megan cursed for you guys too?
Yeah, Megan is
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Potato.
Did like this for a little while and then was gone.
can she hear
He
us?
is-
Megan, we miss you.
That's a cursed image for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
A grudge.
Yeah, no,
mean, Lumina's just gonna be like, you were lucky. They found you.
Still just dazed. Ennui is just kind of what? Um, does Lumimac wear shiny armor perchance? Is he shiny?
No, I'm more stone.
Dang.
Oh, she's back.
Oh. We see movement.
You guys are still frozen for me,
Oh.
but I'm back and I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah,
Something
there
to
is
do
no
with the
mirror
internet.
in-
I just lost internet for a
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna go sit like by the fireplace and like run my hand not in the fire but like where I feel my hand, like run it through the flame.
There is no burn for there is no hand. It kind of singes, like it doesn't like burn the bandage, but you
Yeah.
feel the burn there, but not where
Yeah.
your hand and fingers would be.
Oh, he's just gonna put his head in his hand bracket and he's gonna weep. And he's just gonna weep.
I don't want to say like super like the image of just like this naked tiefling with one wing, blue skin, hunched over near the fire, the flicker of amber casting his shadows all over the wall. Lumac, it's a pretty poetic sight, but you're a robot,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. all I see is a lucky man.
if Nocta or Sabo were here, this would be a good thing to write a song about, or a poem, or a story, what have you. But this is a moment just for time, Ennui himself, and the robot.
You should continue to rest.
Yeah.
The others will be back.
Sorry, what will be back?
The others,
The other.
the rest of the party will be back.
Yeah. Ennui is just, I mean, shocked, right? Just what's he supposed to do with this news, with this situation, right? He's just
Pretty accurate, I think.
yeah, he hasn't even figured out he's missing a wing yet.
Are Ennui's clothes in this room? Did they take them off him in here?
His
Sure.
clothes are in the room.
Oh, okay. If they weren't here, Lumac was just gonna go get them, but they're here.
Nah, he's just gonna sit by the fire and weep until he's tired again. Then he'll go back to bed.
No,
Until-
Lumac's like, yo, no, Ennui, I don't want to see your schlong anymore.
Is this? You have to be immobile during this, right? So I can't even be like, don't look
Immobile during what?
during your rest.
Yeah. I have to be immobile, but my rest is done now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just the image of like,
If you slept for 6 hours, that's all I needed.
it's just like the idea of you being like, put that away, and me being like, don't look, and you being like, I can't not.
Yeah, I must. Yeah, I must.
You see his little eye, it like spins as it zooms in.
In that case, we can just go until morning, or well, not morning, but like the end of sleep,
Yeah.
when everybody is fully rested and ennui is ready for visitors. Who
Visiting hours.
who would likely go to see ennui first when they woke up? Yeah, I agree. It would be Blair and Joanna.
Yeah.
You guys would probably, we could just, for simplicity, you guys could go at the same time unless you wanted to go individually.
We share a room, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Sure. Ennui is up at this point. What are you doing after getting up? Are you just staying in bed?
Me?
Yes.
Right.
I think I'd just be like sitting. Like, does the room have a desk or something, like a writing desk?
It does, yes.
Yeah. Sit like clumsily dressed, not even fully, because
Yeah, kind of like
Learning.
the pulled open, like loose white fabric shirt, right?
Yeah.
Like
Learning.
you probably have your long johns on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Throughout the night, the innkeeper did come in and kept the fire going.
Yeah.
And she also passed on that Trovis is paying for this room for the night as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think I'd just be sitting at the desk trying to like write and just like crying through angry tear, just trying to write with your left hand.
Hey, I'm left-handed.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're mad all the time.
It's true. But yeah, you guys come in and see him struggling to write with his hand. His one wing, his right wing, is also wrapped and bandaged, but his other wing is folded back closed, so that one's still fine. You guys are free to interact with him as you see fit.
He has been like this for a while.
Joanna's just going to lean against the door frame and watch everybody interacting with Ennui. Her arms crossed.
Well, I can't be mean about it if he's crying. God damn it.
Do you say that out loud?
I mean, that might be a good thing to say. Coming from the robot.
So are you facing the fire with your notebook and you're crying and
Yeah, so I'm not like weeping. It's just, like when you're like so frustrated at something and you're just like, like cutting an onion. You're just crying while you're doing something.
I'm just gonna like.
I'm not there like, oh, by the gods.
Are there like armchairs or anything in this room, Justin?
No, you could sit on the side of the bed, and you'd be close enough to him, or like kind of like slightly off from him.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing, like almost the same thing I did to him when I got mad at him before, and I'm just gonna like kind of rogue perch on the edge of the bed.
Just like Assassin's Creed perch right on the edge of the bed there.
And then dives into a hay bale.
Yeah.
Where'd the hay bale come from? Who knows?
And like sit on the edge of the bed and just like look at him.
After like, a minute or something, I'll finally just be like, what?
What did we learn? Do you understand why this was a stupid fucking idea?
Yes.
Do you see
Blair?
do you see where your chivalry got you this time?
Ooh.
You're trying to be a hero. And this got you here. If you can't play with the rest of the party, we don't want you here. Do you understand? I understand that I am only here because you are here. But if you put us and other people in danger like that one more time, I will take your other hand. And I will personally see that you don't come back.
I did not put you or the rest of the party in danger.
Sabo went looking for you. There were
And
many search
Sabo is
parties out looking for you.
clearly much more able than I am.
Joanna is
Oh.
smiling, by the way.
Out in the snow with other people looking for you. Because none of them was stupid enough to go alone.
Yeah. Stupid. Yeah.
We do this shit together. There are 7 of us. And we don't go running off into a snowstorm. And now we're gonna have to get you a left-handed pair of scissors.
What are scissors?
I thought you said you worked in a library. How do you not know what scissors are? First thing Joanna says.
We had knives.
Nocta and
What kind of
Zalo,
library was that?
Did you guys want to go check on Ennui in the morning, or are you guys just kind of like staying in your room?
I honestly don't even know what I would say.
Glad you're
Fair.
not dead, I suppose.
Yeah, basically, like, hey,
Heart's beating? Well, that's something.
here's a bowl of soup.
What about you, Sabo?
I would eventually, like, taking a very normal morning routine, go down to the room to see him. And I would just knock on the door when I got there. Usually,
Doors
Joanna's
open.
actually standing in the door frame as you.
I will knock on the door frame above Joanna.
As Sabo walks in, as I'm done like telling him off, I'm just gonna look at him one more time and be like, Ennui, we're glad you're not dead. And then I'm gonna walk over to Sabo.
Duke Ennui, may I enter your chambers?
He's not paying for it.
Joanna will move aside to let Sabo in. She's now leaning against the fireplace.
I will walk in at his wave, and I'll come kind of kneel next to wherever he sat himself, like you kind of do when you're talking to a child.
Fuck.
Just be like, my sincerest apologies about your lost appendages, friend. But, and I'll pause and kind of
He's
look
just gonna like, as she pauses, he's just gonna like cross his arms and just put his head down on the desk.
awkwardly kind of look around the room at the rest of the people. And
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Of note, I don't know if Ennui has realized it, but she did say appendages.
Yeah. It's all shock.
Sure.
He hasn't found a mirror. He's in some, I don't want to say denial, but like,
Sure.
It's that thing where you're like, if I don't look at my bank account, there might be money.
That's yeah. Schrodinger's wing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Megan. You can keep going.
and after kind of looking around at the faces in the room, I'll look back at him. But, and anyone may stop me if this is not generally appropriate. It has been made clear to me that some of the things I do, say, believe anyways, not necessarily what we would like to go and abide by. But I think that there's a discussion to be had about your abilities. And I'll just kind of pause for a moment and see if you look up from your hands.
I'll like scooch the chair back. I'll get up. I'll go over to my pack. Pick it up. I'll go to reach inside. Realize, that's not gonna work. Put the pack in my other hand to reach inside with my other one. Realize that I just drop it on the ground. And
Sabo helps with none of this. He just kneels patiently waiting for you to figure it out.
As his pack is just there, kind of spilled on the floor, you'll see him just kind of take not 10 minutes, but just like a few deep breaths, try and collect himself. He'll like just pick up the heirloom pearls and just kind of force them into you and just be like, this is what you guys were so determined to go back for, to stay for. Pearls. Take the jewels and go. Don't let it be said I did nothing.
Well.
Sabo will stand at that, well, to the crouched indoor height that he gets. And he will say, if you are prepared to test your left-handed skill, I will be waiting outside. And I'll walk out with the pearls to go find I'll actually return them to
Frozen Far Expeditions.
Far Expeditions, yeah.
Did you just challenge him to a duel?
I did.
Perfect time
just
for
making
it.
Sure, just making sure.
It's called being Rime kissed here in 10 Towns. You wouldn't know unless you grew up here. Happens to folks occasionally, especially in the coldest weather. You might lose something, usually a finger or two. It's like the Rime kisses you, but she doesn't swallow you whole.
Oriel is a selfish companion.
One of your biggest mistakes there was letting go of the dogs and leaving the sled. But next time, you'll have us with you. And while we're traveling, I'll give you some tips. It's hard to survive out here if you haven't lived here before, if you haven't grown up here. You honestly did pretty well for yourself, given that you made every possible wrong decision. I'm amazed that you're still alive.
They actually found him about an hour out of Caer Konig.
I'll tell him that.
The wrong direction. Like, he was a bit too east, but he was pretty close.
Yeah, you actually got pretty close. Honestly, if the blizzard had been any easier, you might have even made it. Proven us all wrong. But let's learn some things before we try to strike out on the snows again alone next time. Okay?
I'm not a child, Joanna.
No. Thank goodness for that. You probably wouldn't have made it. And honestly, Duke Ennui, we all have to keep learning as we grow.
There is something incredibly impressive about a tiefling that simultaneously has burn scars and frostbite scars. You are a mangled son of a bitch.
Yeah, I sure am.
Are you willing to learn some lessons about the Rime and about the Dale? Because I'd be happy to keep you along and teach you anything I know.
I'm gonna walk out of the room at that moment and just go like join Sab outside. But as I'm walking out of the room, I'm like, she's nicer than I am. I'd take her up on the offer.
Yes, Nocta, you can. They can prepare some things in the kitchen, just some soup. Nice, you have your ticket. So this is our conversation starter, soup.
Kevin.
Yeah, I'll eventually walk in, just like a bowl of soup, probably some bread.
Yep.
Put it down on the desk and be like, "Welcome back. Glad you're doing okay."
Well, thank you, Nocta, for not immediately entering my room and lecturing me on what it means to lose things and how it could have been prevented.
I mean, I assumed everyone else had already got that covered, so I brought you some soup.
Joanna is actually covering her mouth, trying not to smile at all this.
I also did not say that. I just was informing you of your hand missing.
Oh fuck, is Luminac still here?
I have not left.
Adam, you will jump a little at that. Realize.
I have. What else would I do?
Does Luminac not mention the wing?
Yes.
No. Well, I only mentioned what he tried to use. He tried to use his hand when he first woke up. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Just sorry. Very gracious of you, Nocta. Thank you for the soup.
You're very welcome. I'll leave you guys to the. Bye.
As he's like saying, I'll just like, you may all leave. And I'll just start trying to pick up my bag.
I mean, you can still pick up your bag easily. Your left hand still works fine, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's a floppy bag, like a leather bag, propping it with your foot, trying to like open it. You know what it's like with a floppy grocery bag.
I'll believe you, yes.
Yeah. No, you don't know what it's like to try and do things one-handed into a grocery bag?
I mean, I could just do it.
Oh, wow. Well, you live left-handed, though, so.
Oh, what? So Joanna's gonna leave. Joanna will join Nocta in leaving and give
Do I
Nocta
run
a
into-
pat on the shoulder.
Sabo outside.
Yeah.
Luminac will be the last to leave, but he's not going to completely leave the room. He's just
No.
going to stand at the
It's
doorway.
gonna become a door.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna shut the door on you.
That's fine.
Yeah. So you can just stand there, that's fine.
Yeah.
Anmi's just, while the party kind of figures out what they want to do next, if they want to do anything next, if they even want Ennui around. I'm not going to say you guys have to kill him off, but like, if you guys,
I mean,
as a
I think
party,
it's pretty obvious they want you around.
Yeah. And then,
I mean, sorry, I don't mean long term or anything. I mean for the next thing, right?
I mean, I know. I still think that saying all of them said, "We're happy you made it. We can help you avoid that next time."
Here's
Yeah.
some soup.
And Joanna seems to potentially be the only one who said it with sincerity and not obligation.
I would disagree with that. Sabo came from the Goliath culture, where losing a limb is not a death sentence. It's literally he offered you an opportunity to train with your left hand, which is what they probably do in Goliath culture if they lose a limb.
If
Yeah.
you are weak
But
or
that's not-
old, in Goliath culture, you get exiled from your clan.
And that's Onami doesn't know this, so
And then
at this
Blair, obviously, like, she's not going to admit it now, but she still wants to fuck on Wee one more time.
did he lose his dick?
Nocta tried with all of his heart to show he cared in his weird, awkward way because he
Sorry,
didn't want to start
sorry.
the conversation. And Lumac watched over you to make sure you were safe all night.
Oh yeah, no.
I meant
Anwi's being a bitch, but it's okay.
I'm going to end this episode
do.
here. Goodbye, YouTube.